What's up, everybody? It's your friend Ricky the Realtor here. Hope all is well, guys, and we're back at it. Once again, this is Raw and Uncut Real Estate. Now, episode number 23, and the last episode of this year. Unfortunately, we didn't hit 24. Started a little late in the year, and we like to do 2 a month, so almost hit it, but we will kick off 2021 with episode number 24. And the reason why we call it Raw and Uncut, guys, is because we give you our unbiased, unfiltered opinion about the real estate market, and whether you're working with us or not, I want to give you a little bit more of a little toolkit, arsenal, whatever you want to call it, just so you're making a more well-informed decision when you're going out and looking for the house of your dreams and investing in real estate, what have you. So just want to give you a little bit of information. I want to make a quick video. Today we're going to be talking all about inspections, and it's the most important contingent, one of the most important contingents. Actually, they're all very important, but for me, it's always the biggest hurdle is the inspection contingency. Remember, there's 3 contingencies: your inspection contingency, your loan contingency, and your appraisal contingency. So those are the 3 contingencies that are very important throughout the contract, that is going to essentially fulfill the contractual obligations to then go ahead and remove all contingencies and move forward to closing. So without further ado, guys, let's jump right into it. We're going to piggyback off of episode number 18, where we talked about how to read exactly, or how to go through, review, and read the inspection reports. This is going to be a little bit more of a video about the inspections themselves, why we recommend them, which ones we recommend, and what they all entail, and also give you a little bit of an idea what they're going to cost you. So it's all up to you whether or not you want to do inspections, guys. You do not have to do any inspections at all, but we definitely recommend that you do. I myself am very, very high on doing inspections. I believe that it's a very important step in the process. I recommend that you do them because you want to make sure that that house is solid and sound before you move in. And as you know, it's one of the biggest things you'll ever buy, one of the biggest assets you'll ever purchase. So you want to make sure that that house is solid, there's no health and safety concerns, and that's the number one thing. We want to make sure that there's no hazards and anything repairs that need to be done, like anything that's major that will cause a health and safety hazard in your home. So the top 3, I'm going to give you 3 inspections that you always should do, and I'm going to give you another one that folks never really think about, and then based on the house, you may or may not want to do this inspection, which is inspection number 5. But you can do any inspections you want. You can do a structural inspection, a roof inspection, a foundation inspection. You can inspect whatever you want, guys. You are contractually obligated to do all the inspections you like within your contingency period. So without further ado, the inspections that I recommend that you do, guys, is inspection number 1, guys, is home inspection. That's the one I recommend you guys do because it's a comprehensive inspection. It costs you about $500 depending on the size of the home, and your inspections will usually, the price will be based on the size of the home as well. Typically, it's going to be about $500 for I would say maybe anywhere between 1,000 to 1,500 square foot house or so, depending on the inspector. It may all differ in price. But about $500 is what's going to cost you. They're going to go through everything. I'm talking about everything, guys. They're going to go in the foundation if there's a crawl space. They're going to check in the attic if there's an attic. They're going to check the roof. They're also going to check plumbing, electrical, appliances, health and safety issues, whether code related or not. They're going to let you know if anything is not up to code as well. So very important that you would attend the inspections. I always recommend that you go and be there because you want to hear it from the inspectors. And then when you go to read the reports, it's just a lot more of an easier transition. And you remember exactly what the inspector had mentioned to you. You can also then go and refer to the report. So that's one of the most important ones, I believe, is the home inspection. Once again, it's be about $500. The next one, if you're in the state of California, very important you do a termite inspection. There is wood destroying pests out there, whether they're termites, beetles, etc., that can destroy your home. So you want to make sure that, since these houses are built out of mainly wood, that you inspect that there's any dry rot, wood destroying pests, stuff of that nature. Typically maybe about $200 to $250 to do a termite inspection. They will actually give you numbers. They are allowed to give you estimates for the work because they typically are a contractor or have contractors that they can refer you to or they can pretty much delegate the work to somebody else or outsource it to another contractor. But typically be about $200-250, guys. They're going to go through the entire home. They're going to go out there with a probe, stick it in wherever they feel is necessary, essentially, to see if there's any dry wood, any termites, any dry rot, anything of that nature that's destroying wood, interior and exterior. They also will check in the attic. They also will check in the foundation most of the time if there's a crawl space. But it's very important because in California, you do have a lot of wood destroying pests out there. You just want to make sure that there isn't anything that is extremely detrimental to the property. And the third one, all depends on what your home inspector says. If it's a brand new roof and everything looks like it's solid, don't really have to go out and spend the extra $250-300 to go do a roof inspection, but I recommend that you do for peace of mind. Make sure there's any repairs that need to be done, anything that needs to be sealed up or corrected. And especially if it's an older roof, you definitely want to get a roofer up there because you want to see whether or not it needs to be replaced. Typically, roofs last anywhere between 15 to 25 years, depending on the style of roof and the material. So you just want to make sure that the house is solid and sealed up. You don't want to, start getting dripped on by the rainwater as soon as the rain shows up. You want to make sure that your house is nice and sealed. What can really hurt you is water. 100%, guys, once water gets in, it can create a mess, and then it can start creating moisture damage, ruin wood, etc. So want to make sure your house is sealed tight. So therefore, I recommend a roof inspection. The inspection that folks sometimes don't ever think about doing, and this is the most important one as well compared to all the others, because it can get real smelly, if you know what I mean. So the fourth inspection I recommend is doing a sewer inspection. Want to make sure that your sewer line has no offsets, no cracks in the line, no roots, stuff like that. The last thing you guys want to do is come home to a surprise in your bathroom, floor, tub, toilet, you name it. You just don't want any backups. You don't want that smelly situation going on. So spend the $200, get the sewer company out or a sewer inspector out there, have them camera the line and snake the line, make sure that that sewer line is in good shape. All these inspections are going to be used to hopefully negotiate for some concessions or to have the seller repair or replace the items that need to be done. Remember, health and safety is a number one concern. Want to make sure that you're not going to move into a house that's going to create any issues, any safety hazards, And more than anything, you just want to make sure that you can sleep easy at night knowing that the house is in good shape. Lastly, if you have a pool, of course you want to do a pool inspection. Those can run you a couple $100, anywhere between $200 to $300, maybe a little bit more, depends on how comprehensive your pool inspector is. They're going to test the water. They're going to take a look at all the joints, the ceiling, the seal, the area around the pool, any cracks inside the pool, stuff like that. Want to make sure that pool is water sealed tight and that there's no leaks, and also that you are taking a good look at the motor, the filter, all that equipment that is pretty pricey to replace. Want to make sure that that pool is running in tip-top shape and that it's nice and functional and that you can jump in it. Not anytime soon. We got to wait for the summer for that, but want to make sure that everything is in good shape. So those are the 4 inspections I recommend, plus the 5 if you have a pool and you want to get that taken care of as well. But all up to you guys. You don't have to do inspection. It's all peace of mind. I highly recommend you do it because you don't want to get any surprises later down the line and be in a really ugly, sticky situation where you're feeling uncomfortable about your purchase. So for peace of mind, for getting some good night's sleep, you want to make sure that you are investigating the asset that you are purchasing. You don't go out and buy a car without actually, taking a good look under the hood, right? So same thing with the house. You want to make sure you look underneath, up top. You don't always have access to those things when you're going to do an actual showing, when your realtor is taking you through. You just see with your naked eye, what you can see when you walk in the door, when you essentially what's in your face. You do not have access to the roof or the foundation at that point in time, or to you don't even have permission to do inspections because you need to be in a contract to do that unless it's a extraordinary circumstance. So make sure you're taking a good look at that house, looking at up top, underneath, around, making sure that that house is in great condition and that you, your partner, your family, whoever's moving in with you are going to sleep easy at night knowing they're in a safe place. So once again, thanks so much, guys. This is episode number 23 of Raw Uncut Real Estate. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much. Happy holidays. Looking forward to 2021. We'll see you guys next year. Thank you again.